Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be discussing tonight's League of Legends LPL Draftkings slate. With that being said, we got 3 games on the docket, and it's very interesting because normally we would have the LCK, but they are currently dealing with some cyber attacks, apparently, and it's causing some in-game pauses where teams are unable to really play at all. And because of that, they are now recording all their matches offline and in a secure location, and then they will be uploading their streams later on. But because of this, they are not on the slates currently. So right now, it's just the LPL. We have 3 games tonight, and this is a really great slate. All 6 of these teams are ranked in the top 10 in the LPL standings so far, and I expect there to be some fireworks tonight. So with that being said, we will move on to our first matchup, which is Weibo Gaming taking on Fun Plus Phoenix. Weibo has struggled, and that is an understatement. Currently, they are 4-4 on the split, and I'm not sure the reason that they are struggling, whether it's due to high expectations since they made the World Final last year, or if they just aren't fitting with the meta that is currently out there. So that is something I am doing some more research into, trying to figure out, what is wrong. But for FPX, they are on fire. They have won 5 straight matches and brings their record to 6-3 overall. They are one of the hottest teams in the league, and they just defeated the Ninjas in Pajamas, or NIP, which is one of the top teams so far this split. It's a very impressive win, and after watching that game, it made me believe in what FPX has going for them. They are a team that has struggled over the past few splits, mainly since LWX and DoomB kind of broke off and left the team. And since then, they just haven't played well, or they haven't had the players to compete. And currently, they are doing well. I think for this slate, they are my underdog, and not really them being an underdog. They're only a plus 115 underdog tonight, so it's kind of a pick 'em. But I prefer FPX over Weibo tonight, just based off of their playing alone, recent play. I think that is a huge factor as well. One of the people I'm looking at on this FPX roster is Milky Way. He is someone that is their carry. He's a rookie this season, and they brought him up at the beginning of the year, and has just been getting better. He dominated NIP in his matchup against Aki in the jungle, and they're putting all the eggs in his basket. He is that guy for this team, and I think for this meta, it's a different approach, and some teams don't know how to handle it. And so a lot of the junglers in the league, I think, are not being utilized as well as they could with the current meta, and Milky Way is playing phenomenal. And he is someone that I am looking at, or am very interested tonight, especially in the captain spot. And then the other person I am looking at, I guess, from the FPX side, is Care. He's had some good results, but he's just a steady player. He is actually, I believe, the top mid laner, if not one of the top 3 in CS per minute. And as someone who leads or is in the top, he's against Shahu tonight, who is one of the bottom in the league. And I think Kare can really take advantage of that tonight and push him, which, but with the addition, or not the addition, with the help of Milky Way, will really kind of set that tone for the matchup. And I think FPX here crushes. On this slate, Weibo is averaging the most deaths out of these 6 teams. And so that, combined with how Weibo's been playing and, you know, their inability to adapt or struggling as a cohesive unit, is going to be the downfall for this team in this match. And I believe FPX win 2-0 here. With that, we'll move on to Anyone's Legend taking on the Ninjas in Pajamas. As I said, NIP is coming off a loss to FPX, while Anyone's Legend has 3 straight victories. NIP is currently 7-2 as well, or while Anyone's Legend is 6-3. This match is the most interesting to me tonight because they both play a similar style of League of Legends, where their first blood rate is pretty high and they focus on getting the dragons, while they are also in the top 3 or 5 in the LPL of kills per game at over 14 a game. And I think this matchup is the bloodiest of the evening, or at least most back and forth. For NIP, I think they are kind of a value here. They've normally been priced decently high, but you can get to them in this spot. And I think, or for me, I don't necessarily have as much faith in Anyone's Legend based off their record. And because of that, I mean, the record is 6-3, but the teams that they have played, the wins that they've gotten have not been against great teams. And it makes me question if their gameplay is, or how they've succeeded is if it's based on playing, worse teams, or if they are actually this good. And I think this match will be a good indicator of what this team has to bring to the table, because they will eventually have to face some of the tougher teams in the league, and this is a good matchup for them to see what they have. Overall, I think NIP win this one, but I do think this goes to a third game, with AL at least getting one. But yeah, I have NIP winning 2-1 in this matchup, and I think there's definitely a possibility that AL wins as well. It's kind of hard to tell because NIP has been a favorite this entire year, and then last match against FPX, it's like they didn't even know how to play League of Legends. They got smacked in the mouth. So I figured that their preparation will be better for this matchup, and they'll be ready to go, and they'll want to get their revenge after getting embarrassed. But then again, we gotta see. So 90% think that NIP is going to win here. I do think it goes to 3 games, and it is pretty competitive. With that, move on to the last matchup of the night. We have OMG taking on JDG. JDG is 6-1 on the year, while OMG is, I believe they're 6-3 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-4, 5-4. JDG is the top team in the league. macro wise, team fighting wise, objectively, and I don't really see OMG standing a chance. They are also pretty fairly priced here, and I think you can captain Ruler tonight if you want to. He does average the most kills of any AD carry in the league or in the LPL, and I think tonight he really shows or makes a statement. The other thing too is OMG in their losses have been abysmal. In 5 of the 10 games that they have lost, they have ceded 19 or more kills, and so I think that just plays into JDG's gameplay of being so far ahead usually that it could potentially get so out of hand. OMG also has the shortest average game duration while JDG has the longest, and so I think with the combination of that, either OMG is able to hang around, but then the game goes longer and there's more kills, or the game is snowballed so fast that JDG is either so far ahead in gold and their kills are lower, or they've just had so many kills and it's put them so far ahead that the game ends in 26 minutes. But yeah, overall I think JDG just won pretty handily 2-0 and are a heavy favorite in their betting line tonight as well. But yeah, I think this slate is very interesting and I'm excited to watch it. With that being said, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe to the channel. And I do have some written information as well that is on my Patreon. I do have a free article as well as a more in-depth breakdown of tonight's slate that is behind my premium, or that is a part of my premium subscription package. With that, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening.